look so hard for something that brings us happiness. We tend to look outside ourselves and forget what we have within. We put our hands together to find peace in our days. The present moment is all we have. Don't let it slip away. If we close our eyes, remember all that we have. Our hearts will feel a brighter day. We'll sing Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by all the hatred and pain. If we can look past our differences, there's so much we can gain. If we open our eyes to see the beauty inside, our hearts will feel a brighter day. We'll sing Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu. Let's join our hands together in gratitude we treasure the golden chain of love. Our hearts gathered in one place, our differences will embrace. We will be as one. Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu,
Aloha. Welcome to the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii statewide Obon Memorial Service. Obon is a special time when we gather to remember the lives of our ancestors. Although we are unable to gather in large numbers today because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we gather in spirit. We take this time to remember the courage and determination of our ancestors as they work to give us better lives. As we reflect, we realize that they enrich our lives even today. They inspire us to live our lives full of gratitude for all that we have received.
We dedicate this service in the memory of the departed Sangha members and friends of the Hongwanji Temples on the island of Hawaii.
We dedicate the service in memory of the departed Sangha members and friends of the Hongwanji of Honolulu district.
We dedicate this service in the memory of the departed Sangha members and friends of the Hongwanji Temples on the island of Kauai.
We dedicate this service in the memory of the departed Sangha, members and friends of the Hongwanji Temples on the island of Maui and Lanai.
We dedicate this service in the memory of the departed Sangha members and friends of the Hongwanji Temples in Aiel, Mililani, Ever, Pearl City, Wahiawa, Waialua, Waipahu, and Waianae. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida.
golden chain of love.
I am a link
in Amida Buddha's
golden chain of love
that stretches around the world.
I must keep
my link
bright and strong.
I will try
to be kind and gentle
to every living thing
and protect all
who are weaker than myself.
I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts,
to say pure and beautiful words,
and to do pure and beautiful deeds.
Knowing that what I do now
depends not only
my happiness or unhappiness,
but also that of others.
May every link
in Amida's golden chain of love
be bright and strong,
and may we all
attain perfect peace.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Please join me for an opening aspiration. We go to the Buddha for guidance. May we always walk in the way that leads to enlightenment. We go to the Dharma for guidance. May we be submerged in the depth of the teachings and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. We go to the Sangha for guidance. May we all at one accord live the life of harmony in the spirit of oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Aloha Kako. Please allow me to express my deep appreciation and gratitude to you for allowing us to come into your homes today via this virtual statewide Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii Obon service. As I'm sure you all know, in Hongwanji, we do not worship our ancestors. Rather, Obon is a time where we pay our respects to those who have passed on before us. It is a time to honor and to remember them. At first glance, Obon may seem like an observance that focuses on the deceased and the past. But as we delve deeper into the significance of Obon, we come to find that it actually spans the past, present, and even the future, and has much to do with us, the living. Obon encourages us to reflect, to become aware of the multiple, innumerable relationships that we have with each other, people, and all that surround us. Obon is asking us to become aware of various causes and conditions that interplay and intertwine for any life and even object to exist. The realization that our life and living is made possible by so many others is humbling and fills one with a deep sense of awe and gratitude. This, to me, is the outcome of the story of Moggallana and his mother, which we hear at Obon time. Traditionally, when we talk about Moggallana and his mother, self-centeredness and selfishness is emphasized. But reworded differently, this Obon story is about becoming aware again of the countless causes and conditions, emphasizing the supportive relationships we have with others. Early on in the story, Moggallana and his mother were only focused on themselves. For me, the message of Obon is the realization or awareness that we're able to live and do so many of the things that we do, not only because of my own efforts, but because of so many others. The deep meaning behind the phrase, Okage-sama-de, or gratefully, I am because of all of you. A prime example of interdependence is the food we eat each day. From a Buddhist perspective, the plants and animals which are the food we eat is understood as another life. They share the same inochi, or life with a capital L, that you and I also have. But in order for me to live, I must partake of their life. In this way, their life supports my life. For this reason, in Buddhism, We often hear the expression, my life is my life, but at the same time, it is not only my life. I have a great responsibility to not only myself, but others too, to live the best possible life I can. A life that will hopefully bring peace and happiness to others too. As many of you may know, as Buddhists, we place our hands together in Anjali or Gassho and humble ourselves before the food by saying Itadakimasu, or I humbly and gratefully receive this food. It is different from blessing the food. We express our understanding of the preciousness of all life and are expressing our appreciation to the food we're about to eat. We express our gratitude to the plants and animals for their life, which will enable me to live another unrepeatable day. Further, the food does not have to be a feast. It could simply be even a glass of water. You might think it is silly, maybe, to express this kind of respect or gratitude to a glass of water, but please permit me to relate this sentiment to our experience with COVID-19. Please do not misinterpret what I am saying. The toll that COVID has taken on human life around the world is just devastating and heartbreaking, as so many people are sick and so many have died. My condolences to those who have passed away and their loved ones who have been directly impacted by COVID-19. And the economic challenges that we are facing is staggering. But one thing COVID has made us aware of is that we took so much for granted. I know I did. We took our lifestyle, the so-called normal, for granted. Before COVID, we took for granted being able to go out unrestricted, including going out to eat with family and friends. We assumed that we would always have enough food. However, because of COVID-19, many of us have realized just how precious even normal really was. Buddhism brings awareness into our life. The Buddha Dharma tries to make me see beyond myself. It continually tries to awaken us to larger and larger circles of inclusiveness. This was my startling discovery as I started to seriously look at Buddhism. His Eminence, Koshin Otani, Monsieur Emeritus of our denomination, in his book, The Buddha's Wish for the World, says, behind every person who is born, there is a long stream of life called the chain of life, which is necessary for that person to exist. Our parents, grandparents, and ancestors are all woven together into a tapestry of life that goes back in a continuous stream. And it is this stream of life that makes our lives possible. We could well count the years since our mother gave birth to us, but it is also possible to conceive of our lives as the culmination of the past 3.5 billion years. Furthermore, if we limit our scope to the present day and think of the links that spread out laterally, there is not a single person who lives by himself. It is through our linkage to family and relatives, friends and companions, as well as others, that we are able to live. Looking at life in this way, we can't help but be amazed and humbled. We cannot help but be grateful. Truly, arigatai. Oh, how precious and rare. As Buddhists, the gratitude we feel is not an obligation. Gratitude in Buddhism is explained as knowing what has been done. Professor Dennis Ogawa made famous the saying, "For the sake of the children," which captures the thoughts, feelings, and actions of the first generation and many of the second generation. For many of the second generation and third generation and onward, realizing just how much previous generations had done for them, I would say they are responding in gratitude by continuing to try their best. There is the well-known expression, knowing gratitude, respond in gratitude. Let us respond in gratitude to the love of our family, friends, and all the support that support us, including the Aina. Perhaps today, when we need to think more globally, the expression "for the sake of the children" could be modified to "for the sake of the world." As you may have guessed by now, Obon in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is more for the living than the deceased. In the case of Shin Buddhism Hongwanji, Obon is described as a gathering of joy, and not the festival of the dead. In Jodo Shinshu, Obon becomes an occasion to express our joy and gratitude for life and living, as we honor and remember our dearly departed, and especially for the unconditional compassion of Amida Buddha, which is extending the promise of supreme enlightenment unconditionally to all of us. For me, the lanterns lit at Obon time are not for welcoming and sending off the spirits of the deceased, but are hung in the memory of our departed loved ones, in the gentle, soft glow of the light that emanates from the lanterns is the Buddha's light of wisdom and compassion. It is the light of the Buddha Dharma, illuminating my life, bringing awareness into it. The Buddha Dharma is about a wisdom, a perspective, a compassion, a love that is truly all-inclusive and all-embracing. And to think we have had the good fortune to encounter and experience this great wisdom and compassion. How can I not feel grateful to be included in this immense compassion? How mottai-nai, or what did I ever do to deserve this? As Jodo Shin Buddhists, let us live responding to this unconditional compassion, which is reaching out to us by reciting the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in gratitude, and try to live each day with the teachings as our guide. To conclude, I would like to leave you with the 5 R's of Obon. Obon is a time to remember our deceased loved ones, to reflect on life, come to a realization that makes life meaningful, rejoice over that which makes life so special, and to positively respond to great wisdom and compassion. Once again, thank you for allowing us to come into your homes. Please be safe, and we hope to see you at temple soon. However, regardless of where you are, please know that great wisdom and compassion is always with you. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Entrusting in all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion. Namo. Namo.
それ人間の不祥なるそうつらつら感ずるにおおよそ儚きものはこの世の七宇宙幻のごとくなる
In silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing in our world is more fragile and fleeting than our life. Thus we hear of no one sustaining a human form for 1,000 years. Life swiftly passes, and who among us can maintain our human form for even 100 years? Whether I go before others, or others go before me, whether it be today, or it be tomorrow, who is to know? Those who leave before us are as countless as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, but in the evening we may return to ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever, and when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. Though loved ones gather and lament, everything is to no avail. The body is then sent into an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only white ashes. There is nothing more real than this truth of life. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old, and therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teachings of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate source of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the irreplaceable value of human life, and let us together live the Nembutsu in our hearts. Humbly and respectfully, humbly and respectfully.
Thank you for joining us at the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii statewide Bon Memorial Service. Thank you to the Office of the Bishop, the State Ministers Association, the New Expressions Committee, and the Mon Chinto Task Force for creating this virtual service and allowing us this time for reflection. Please be safe. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.